How does, as you talk about public safety, how does the quote from the police chief?
What?
The quote from the police chief, as you're talking about quotes within the city of Houston and workers?
Sure.
How does the quote from your police chief saying, "I knew that this was happening in 2021, but didn't ramp up investigations until he uncovered again in 2024"?
Well, obviously you're taking a comment out of context. You weren't at the meeting.
That's what he said at the news conference.
I understand, but you're taking even his reply to your question out of context. He was in a command staff meeting when he discovered it, and there's much more to that discussion than you're reporting. So I think right now that's an open investigation. He knows how strongly I feel about it. I talk to him daily. It's unacceptable code, and we need to get to the bottom of it, and then we report to the public his findings. He will be held accountable. I'll be held accountable, and we'll go further. We've got to let folks know that this was not just pulled out of the sky. This was created by an assistant chief with huge responsibility. And for whatever reason, that person, who's no longer in HPD, decided, well, I'll just say today we don't have enough staffing. It became a code, it got in the system, and it is shocking that it's lasted at least 3 prior chiefs. This one be a 4th chief, a couple of mayors. I can't believe that there wasn't coffee room talk or some conversation about, what do y'all think about that code? And here we find ourselves. But we can't undo that, but we can certainly get to the bottom of it, be transparent, and go forward. And that's what I stand for, and that's what Chief Finner stands for. And we're gonna review his work product. We're gonna go forward, and you will inform the public. But it's a very serious matter. It is shocking to me. Someone that works in criminal justice for the last 30 years, chairing a committee in Austin, I've never heard of such. And I can't believe that there wasn't some police officer or some administrator that didn't sound the alarm about, do y'all know what's going on over there? Up to 200,000 plus cases, a wide range of offenses, certainly the sexual assault. We all make that such a high priority, and domestic abuse. You know, I'm quite frankly glad I'm here today so I can lead the charge to fix that. I'm sorry that it came on my plate. When I was sworn in, I rode with the officers on New Year's Eve. I'm around officers on the street. I can't believe someone didn't get me off to the side and say, you know, we got a code that we're using that we don't investigate stuff because we don't have a staffing. I talked about it in the campaigning. The whole idea of collaboration, and I got a question about the idea of bringing the DPS to Houston. We need additional resources. Someone should be talking like me for years. It took me to run for mayor, and I was challenged. And we've got, you know, officials in our county that say, oh, additional officers are going to criminalize more things, or criminalization of our community. No, crime drives police work. We've got to deal with the court backlog. We've got to get more officers on the street, continue to improve their morale. Their morale is better since I got elected. That's documented.
And as you stand here frustrated, telling us you can't believe that this happened and that this will happen this long, what should your chief have done differently in 2021?
That is being researched. There's actually an internal investigation. He's going to be very transparent with you tomorrow. He's going to document a timeline from when he discovered it, the instructions he gave, and he's going to make changes. He already is holding people accountable, but we're going to hold him accountable. We're going to review his work product, and then y'all can hold me accountable. We are going to have a safe city, whatever it takes to have additional resources, and I'm going to reach out to the public. Give me some resources. I need additional firefighters. It would scare you to death if you saw the distribution across the city of ambulances. You know, you might say, well, I haven't noticed it. It's because you haven't had a heart attack at work or in your community. You know, we got to be real. I'm going to put a face on Houston and the challenges we have. We have a great city. People are moving here by the thousands. We've been discovered. And let me just tell you, the positive. You know what makes our city so great? When I start talking about some of the dysfunctions in city government, our med center, our port, our space center, our faith. We have so much going for us that are kind of carrying the load. And we need city government to carry its load, and it hasn't for years. I knew it when I got in the mayor's race. I heard it on the campaign trail, and I'm witnessing it. If you don't think we've got some serious challenges, you ought to sit in my chair for 18 hours a day, pretty much 7 days a week.
We've exposed
I
it.
have not stopped, and every day I will try to deal with this issue, and I can't finish it because I've got to get to the next meeting dealing with another serious problem. We have a great city, but we're going to have to partner with the county, the state, and the federal government, and we're doing that. The encouraging discussions I've had with county commissioners, I wish I could announce some of the programs. You're going to see amazing things in a city park because of Commissioner Briones and I working together.
Mayor,
Streets are going to get better because I'm working with Tom Ramsey and Adrian Garcia.
is this an investigation that HPD can handle internally, given that it goes all the way up to the chief?
At this point, they're conducting their internal investigation. And I have confidence in it, but we are going to create a review system. We're going to have outside review, and we're in the process of developing that as I stand before you.
Outside review, how so?
There's going to be a panel of people that I respect, that have my confidence that they're going to review the work product.
That Chief Finner presents to you.
Yes, sir.
Who are those people?
We're in the process of establishing that review panel as I talk to you. We want people to know, and people in Houston like their HPD officers. And after some of the press, some of it better than others, people probably have a right to say, are the numbers accurate? Because it started at one level, it grew. I don't think we've broken down those numbers by offense. We rightfully are making sexual assault our top priority. We want to review, contact those victims. People are knocking on doors as we talk to talk to those victims and review their circumstances. We're dealing with domestic abuse cases as we talk. So I want someone to go in and document and review that work product. So once we're through, we're going to do it right. We're not going to rush, although time is an issue.
It is?
It is an issue, but what I mean is not at the expense of quality, credible work.
There are people in Houston who are saying the following, and you go back to Enron and Ken Lay, and there was a famous quote from that point, right? If he didn't know, he was incompetent.
Well, first of all,
Right. No, I'm just saying, if
First
you-
of all, this isn't Enron.
No,
And-
you're right. It's about
and-
sexual assault
And your
victims,
problem
and it's
is,
about-
you keep focusing on one person instead of looking at the historical perspective.
Because he's the police chief.
I
sir.
got it, but so was Montalvo, and so was McClellan, and so was Art Acevedo.
But he's the one leading
I
your
understand I understand it, there's only one mayor and only one chief at a time. But the bottom line is, to be accurate, how can something like that exist since 2015? I just told you, I'm shocked by it, it's unacceptable. I can't believe in a department of 5,000 plus individuals that there wasn't somebody that saw that knew, I know the mayor, I'll share it with him. And maybe they did, but they sure kept it under wraps.
Well, we got to ask about the unions. You know, Ray
Yeah.
Hunt and Doug, did they know? And you have regular conversations with them. Has this been just a colossal cover-up secret that
I don't know the best label. I hesitate to say cover up because I don't know the motivation for a cover up. I mean, they're pretty transparent about attacking the administration and the police department administrators. It's just the labor management relationship that, Lord, exists in industry as well as in public service. I'm gonna say again, you got to understand how well I know these people. I rode with Acevedo 3 New Year's Eves. What do you think we talk about when we're going down the street? Operations. I'm over at the union. For 30 years, they've been appearing before the Criminal Justice Committee. Do you not, what I can't understand is why didn't they bring that issue to John Whitmire, Chairman of Criminal Justice? We could have considered a state law that would say, no, you got to have transparency. Let's have a hearing on your code system. I'm here to tell you, since 2015, no one can say to me and validate that somebody was hiding it or using it for other than the dumb reason of trying to make an excuse that you don't have enough staffing. You've got to speak out if you have public safety issues involving lack of resources. And let me just tell you, it's not new to this discussion. I've been talking about it. Our recruiting's down. Talk about recruiting. I speak at a fire cadet class 2 weeks ago with 31 people. You know, we need to sound an alarm. We can't attract people to the Houston Fire Department because they didn't have a contract. They didn't know what their future looked like. And if they go through the cadet class, they leave and go to Brenham or Pasadena or another jurisdiction. We got some real challenges, and I'm up to it. And I'm excited about the opportunity to use experience and collaboration to fix this. And we will hold people accountable.